Hey Riley Besties, welcome back to the Run with Anna New podcast where we talk about all the things writing. In today's episode, I am so excited to be talking to you about my quotes from my literal book. I'm literally going to be reading to you some literal quotes from my literal novel. I am really excited for a couple reasons because, of course, you're going to see, like, even without context, what my book is about, and maybe if you can guess also as I'm reading it aloud to you. And here is a little bit of the tea, of course, in today's episode. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this cool little episode. I'm so excited. And sorry if I stuff up because this won't be cut, so I'll just have to do my best with pronouncing all the words with absolute clarity. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on to the first quote. It goes like this. I first met you in a graveyard, like a flame I did not know. You are the physical embodiment of what humans call hope, and like a moth following a flame, like dead hands that cling to dirt, like two lovers' lips drawing close, closer and closer, I did not know. I first met you in a graveyard. You burned it all down and taught me what it was like to burn. Ooh, this actually is a part of my book, which is kind of like at the start. It's kind of like the prologue, I guess, for Project I First Met You in a Graveyard, if you could not guess. And I actually wrote this before I even wrote the whole book. And it's crazy to me, like, how much the book truly follows this poem. And it's just so pretty. Of course, Amen is writing it, who's my favorite character, my favorite OC, basically. But I wanted to pick this one to kind of just show you guys how much I adore Project I First Met You in a Graveyard. Such a sweet book, and I think it just truly captures what the book is about. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. Okay, let's get on to the next little quote. This one's actually, okay, I'm going to say it first. You're probably not going to get it, but this is how it goes. It's basically this. Some are dying for hope, others dying from it. This was a really interesting and specific quote that I pulled from one of my short stories. I actually did a episode on this where I read to you this short story. It's like, I think it's called The Sculptor. It's a short story. I don't want to spoil it, but if you want to definitely listen to it, I'll have it linked in the iCard or just, you'll see it in my episode list. But this particular, like, yeah, it's just like so powerful. Like, some are dying for hope and others are dying from it. And I think you know what it means, it's just like some people, it's just like that sort of the differences between two people, and almost like hope can become a disease if it's, if you hope too much and if you hope for too long, if that makes sense. But I just thought to kind of include it because it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. So yeah, that's that one from Project Sculptor, which I guess is a finished project, but Okay, next one. You guys will probably get it. It's like the first line of this book. Okay, it goes like this. When you break into a kingdom and leave without a keepsake, sorry. When you break into a kingdom and leave without a keepsake, did you really break in at all? So, of course, this is from Project BB. I have done an audiobook on like the first 3 chapters, I think, 3 or 4 chapters. So definitely go check that out. It's on my YouTube channel. But yeah, when you break into a kingdom and like, leave without a keepsake, did you really break in? And it's so interesting. Like, as I was making this list, and it's so crazy because like I'm so like aloof with what I write, I realized how freaking like crazy this quote is, especially at the start of the book, and how like it truly does mean so much for Robin, who's the main character. And yeah, did you really break in at all? Like, did you like really make a difference? And something that's really important in the book, which I guess is not really a spoiler, but it's basically where Robin is like stealing, and she steals like meaningless things that she can't even use because she's like from the slums. She can't sell them or else she'll be like treasoned, charged for treason and stuff like that. So she kind of just like steals useless things to kind of try to avenge her dead parents, which really does nothing until she ends up kind of stealing the prince, which is something that really does matter. So the whole idea of like breaking in and like actually making a difference, and just like how different it is from like slinking in and like not being noticed, and how different that is from like actually rebelling and making yourself known of your intentions. And it's just it's so interesting. So that's why I picked that particular quote. Okay, Oh my gosh, this one's really sad. I haven't talked about Project Prison. Sorry, I'm gonna tell you. It's Project Prison. And this book is so freaking sad. Oh my god. I remember writing this like little section. I think it's like a couple sentences, and I cried. I bawled. So I'm like, may as well share it. So let's go ahead and read it. Okay, so it goes like this. Oh my gosh, I can't. Hear my voice crack. I literally can't do this. Okay. You guys ready? Okay. Okay. He only had her memories. She didn't remember. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. Her grave she had left, and a notebook of poems that reminded him of them. Give me 1 second. The girl who only admitted once that she was a bird. The girl who deserved the sky. Ooh, bestie. Oh my! I literally almost bawled right then. I love Project Prison so much, and I want to write it so bad. I finished the zero draft. I just gotta actually like write it in a way that like I want to, but I been like kind of procrastinating it almost because of how sad it is. But like how good. I love the characters so much, but like that breaks me. Anyways, that's that. Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like in a lot of my books, I have like this allusion to a bird and like a flight. I don't know if that says something about me, but like in Project BB also, there's a huge sort of idea of a robin bird. But yeah, I don't know what that says about me, but there you go. Okay, let's move on to the next quote before I cry. Next, we have one from Project. Oh my gosh, Project Orchestra is such an exciting book, and a lot of you guys seem to really like feel curious about it. So I have 3 quotes from Project O because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a little treat. Okay, so let's start off with a funny one. I posted this on my Instagram in like one of my stories, and it's so funny. And it's basically Alex, and he's drunk, and Sora, who's like his friend, she's like, what do you have to explain for yourself, like Alexander? And he's just like, I get thirsty when I talk politics. And I think that's so hilarious and so Alex. Like, he's still trying to defend himself when he's so clearly drunk. And he's just like, sorry, I get thirsty when I talk politics. It's just like, bestie, it's clear that you're drunk. Anyways, so that's one of them. Another one is also by Alex, and this is really sweet. That kind of has to do with Alex and Lewis at the start of the book. And Lewis, for context, doesn't know how to read sheet music. And Alex says this. He says, how about I teach you how to read sheet music if you continue to play for me? And it's kind of like a cute little question. And Alex, asks it, and Lewis agrees. Because, yeah, Lewis doesn't know how to play sheet music, which is really interesting, him being, like, such a talented a violinist. But he kind of, like, needs to learn for a particular piece. But, yeah, and Alex loves him and how he plays. So, like, Alex is like, please play for me, and I will, like, teach you how to read. And it's just like such an innocent little gesture, and it's so sweet of Alex, I feel. So reveals a lot about the characters. But the next quote we're gonna get into is like really deep. Like really deep. And kind of like to make it make sense, it's 3 dialogue pieces. And the first one is Alex who's speaking, and then it's Lewis who's speaking or replying, and then it's Alex. So Alex, Lewis, Alex. Okay, so let's read it. So it says, Alex says, I like being alone. Nobody likes to be alone. You mustn't understand me then. And this, oh my gosh. So yeah, Alex is like, I like being alone, and Lewis is like, that's impossible. Nobody likes to be alone. Like you're, and Alex is like, you mustn't understand me then. And it's just like so, at least in the perspective of Lewis, he's so wanting to like tell Alex, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. Nobody, you shouldn't feel like this. And I know you don't. You want to have people, but you're not letting yourself. And Alex is so far gone. He's just like, you don't understand me. Like, get away from me. And it really does impact Lewis. So, of course, like on its own, these quotes don't mean a lot. But of course, in the story, and I think as soon as you pull it out of the story, whilst knowing the background really does pull a punch. So that's that one. Okay, so we have 2 more. One of them is actually from Project BB. This one, okay, some like context. Robin, who's the main character of Project BB, who's the robber. She's a thief, and she's like about to like, she's literally like dancing with the prince because she kind of goes into like this ball to abduct him on his like 17th or 18th birthday, where he needs to find someone to dance with and basically make his wife. Anyways, that was not related to what I was trying to say. Robin has this sort of like subconscious. She kind of has like 2 personalities. One of them she calls twin. She calls her like her twin. And that like twin person is like who she talks to in her mind. So she kind of has like 2 people that like usually like throughout the book has dialogue with. So yeah, that's the context. Okay, so this is how it goes. So this is Robin. Or twin. I don't know. Robin and twin. It goes like this. But I hear twin at the back of my mind. He is the prince. But she's only using a small voice. I whisper. But he's Caro. And I don't know. It's kind of hard to say a lot, like say without reading it, because I have it like in italics and stuff like that. But the main thing to think about here is that like the juxtaposition between the word prince and Caro, and like how twin, like the rational side of her mind, which is actually so interesting because usually it's opposite. Like this is like the part in the book where it kind of swaps, where twin, who's usually like the crazy one, it's so weird talking about twin this way, but twin is like the irrational one, someone who like just comes up with the weird ideas. Like twin is actually the part of Robin who instigated her to start stealing. And it's interesting how like the psychology works with Robin beginning to like lose part of that rationality. Like twin is saying he's the prince. Remember, you're here to literally steal him, yet you're dancing with him. And then like, yeah, Robin's like, but he's Caro, like he's just a boy. And just like so many different themes in this particular quote. And it's just like so crazy. So yeah, that's that one. Anyways, the next quote is the last quote. And this, okay, I'm not going to say what book this is from. I hope you can maybe, I don't know if you'll guess, but this is how it goes. Okay, this is the quote. At one end lay nothing but a plain wall, and at the other was something Dell had never seen before, a glowing city of rusted gold. The Golden City, which is from Project CZ, that's like the city of Zeal. It's like so important in the book. And like the first moment that the main character Dell sees, you know, the rusted city of gold, like it's such a profound moment, but it's so small and it kind of like washes over her for a moment and she doesn't understand why. And it's also just a crazy like sight seeing like, because like for context, there's like where she is like in a street that's just like so disgusting. It's like filled with rubbish and like homeless people and creatures that she's never seen before. And she's in a new place, like in the city, which is like she went through a portal to get to. And then like at the middle, at the center is like this glowing city. And it's almost like ironic. I don't know, to see like something so beautiful surrounded by something so disgusting. But that's a lot of different themes we touched on right there. But yeah, that's the episode. Sorry for being a bit long, but we went through we covered a lot of ground. Basically, like how many projects? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 books. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy some of my quotes, definitely let me know and just like maybe pick your favorite one and comment down below if you're on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I love you guys and I hope to see you in my next episode. Bye!